live by one motto in my life, and what we're about to talk about is going to do the exact opposite. Because street takeovers, they're wild. They're getting worse. They're actually somehow miraculously going in the wrong direction. Okay, you have cities like Reno, Oakland, Sacramento, and pretty much the entirety of California getting absolutely just rampaged by street takeovers. And like just in the last 14 days, if you go and you type in street takeovers on Google right now, there are pages, there are articles upon articles of street takeovers literally either demolishing cars that are on the side of the road, causing accidents, causing injuries. People are getting killed in this sort of stuff. And even worse above all of it is that anytime one of these cities is trying to make a change or do a difference or like try to like enforce some sort of ordinance, nobody likes it. Everything that they're doing is somehow wrong. So I'm Alex, AlexMartini with 2 underscores on Instagram, and we're gonna be chatting a little bit about just why street takeovers we're almost going to lose, and then for some reason they're not. Okay, we're gonna start with Reno. If you guys know Reno, Reno's not necessarily the home of any sort of street takeovers in any way, shape, or form, but Reno has seen more street takeovers in the past like 6 months than they did the entirety of practically last year and the year before that. And all these cities are trying to do is to make it so that you can't go to a street takeover. Reno said that their solution to this, to deter community participation in illegal street racing, Spark City Council want to make it illegal to even watch a street race or sideshow. Okay, so this is in Reno City. And what they're saying is that the ticket would be upwards of no number, just that it's illegal. Don't do it because we said so. That seems to be working super, super well for cities, especially when it comes to street takeovers, because before they were legal, now that they're illegal, people won't do them anymore. That's the great news. Here's the thing that I want from you. Help me understand what you would do in this case. If you're the city commissioner for Reno, how would you fix street takeovers? Let me know below. You can be as creative as you want with this sort of concept, but how would you actually fix this issue? Because in Oakland, which is one of what I would say is the home of street takeovers, where this really originally started like 40, 50 years ago, is literally in flames right now. This happened on May 6th. In Oakland, a driver repeatedly plowed into a burning car during a violent and chaotic sideshow in Oakland. Apparently there was a sideshow happening and somebody decided it would be really, really cool if we just lit a car on fire that was near where the sideshow was taking place. The bad news is it's a Nissan 370Z that's just casually parked there. But what gets even more weird is that a random person that was a part of the sideshow apparently jumped in a Subaru and repeatedly plowed into the burning car. Crowds gathered and watched while recording cell phone video. A short time later, police appeared to throw flashbangs near the burning vehicle to disperse the crowd. Fireworks were also seen being set off in the area near the intersection. Like, what the f even is happening? Like, what's the point? There's not a single mention in this article that anyone was arrested. There's not a single article that anyone got in trouble being a part of this sideshow. And that is what's so wild to me. You watch this video, dude, it is nuts that this exists, that there are people out there. And this is the same thing that the general public is comparing car enthusiasts to. If you like cars, if you drive an aftermarket car during the day, you are participating in sideshows. That is what the general public thinks about people like you and people like me in cities like this, which is absolutely nuts. Now, I would be done talking about Oakland, but there's more shit happening in Oakland and more sideshows happening outside of just the one where people are starting on fire. There's a person who was like, you wanna know what? F the cops. I'll do it myself. I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna fix this problem. I'm gonna fix this sideshow. So what happens on May 1st of 2023? Somebody goes out in the middle of a sideshow and starts trying to get these cars to stop. Apparently, he went so far to try to hit one of the cars with a fist or a bat or something. No, he doesn't even have a weapon. The Infiniti G35, G37 coupe and sedan is the unofficial street takeover car of the year. If you own an Infiniti, sell it. Anyway, this guy goes out and it shows the man hitting a car that was entering the sideshow. Several people then go after him, kicking and punching him repeatedly, even as he's on the ground. At one point, the man appears to go unconscious. So this guy tries to stop the street takeover and gets absolutely bullied. Just beat up. And I'm not gonna show the video. I don't wanna show the video. It's actually very depressing. But what really upsets me about this, about everything, is that street takeovers come in, they make all this noise. They're obviously not something anyone wants. Somebody goes out there to try to do something about it because apparently it's getting made to look like police officers aren't doing anything about them to begin with, and this guy's getting absolutely beat up. And I haven't seen anything that's come out of this article specifically that shows that anyone got in trouble for doing this. There's Twitter videos of Oakland police driving slowly through sideshows and not doing a single thing about it. And I don't understand if maybe it's because it's like gang-related activity, or they don't have enough cops, or there's not enough people to stop the show. But what's the point of having the police if it's not gonna fix an issue that seems to be terrorizing an entire city? There's another article that came out of Oakland. I literally wish I was joking. This is 3 separate situations in the last 14 days that had to do with Oakland PD and sideshows, and it's the same exact thing. People had gotten into a sideshow, they get hurt, they get damaged, they run into random fire hydrants, blow up the fire hydrants, everybody gets stoked, they're all filming, and the cops are just sitting there. They're just waiting for it all to disperse. Because apparently it's less of a risk to just let people do what they want than to shut something down. And this is the same activity that is literally causing accidents, that is causing deaths. People are just driving home from work. They're just going home and they get stuck in a sideshow in Oakland or Reno or Sacramento or the Bay Area, and it's over for them. How do you even fix this situation? It blows my mind. So let's talk about Sacramento. Apparently the Bay Area is also getting into it as well. They just tried to release a new law in a certain county that says that if you are participating or watching a sideshow, you can get a $1,000 fine or 6 months in jail. That's Sacramento's solution to the problem. Now, they just had a sideshow, May 15th, 2023. This sideshow had over 500 vehicles. 500 vehicles. That's bigger than most car shows in Wisconsin on a random May 15th date. The police, they took action. They were there to shut it down, okay? And they didn't take long to post on their Facebook how good they did. They towed 12 cars, 13 citations, and that's about it. I don't know if you want to know what the failure rate of having over 500 cars involved in a sideshow and only managing to pull 12 of them over. But the good news, ladies and gentlemen, I have great news. One of the 2 cars that they used for their carousel post to share how good they're doing is a sedan Infiniti G37. I'm not f***ing around. If you guys own an Infiniti and you live in that area, I'm just telling you how it is. You know, maybe it's not the car that I would buy right now. Maybe it'd make a good track car, but anything else, you're just gonna wanna sell the car. Anyway, they say they broke up a massive sideshow. They posted about it. They're super proud of the fact that they issued 13 citations. 4 vehicle pursuits took place, with 2 arrests eventually being made. To be honest, outside of the other 2 situations I showed you with Reno and Oakland, this is probably the most successful attempt at breaking up a sideshow, because the other ones just seem to do whatever they want. So I went out there to read some of the comments, and I'm gonna put some up here because it is insane to hear what people are saying. Number 1, they're saying that it's too harsh, that people can't pay that. It's not fair for people to pay a fine or to have tickets for participating in a sideshow. Another group of people said that it wasn't fair that they could get a ticket for watching a sideshow, because where does the line get drawn on who is watching a sideshow and participating in a sideshow? The comments on this, which is the most successful one out of the entire group, apparently they didn't want that either. They're just like, nope, actually, we don't want you to do anything about it. Now, the city officials say there's a legal loophole previously that prevented police from pulling over dangerous drivers. This goes into the whole California thing I just talked about. Why can't officers break up sideshows? This 100% has to do with the fact that they can't enforce any laws on private properties based on California's vehicle code. So even if there's activity occurring in a private parking lot where there is something bad going on, police weren't able to do anything because of California vehicle code. Because it's private property, tickets can't be written for offenses like speeding and reckless driving. And currently, there's no posted speed limit at Delta Shores, which is one of the most common places that these street takeovers are happening. California City passed a bill just the other day that they want to enforce permanently seizing cars caught in sideshows. This is probably my favorite one out of all of them. If you got one and you're in sideshows and you get caught, your car's gone. F you, f your mother, f whatever you had in the car, you're done. Okay, I like that. I think that's just harsh enough to tell people, like, if you're gonna take the risk and you get caught, it's all on you. People still were upset that they were making this that aggressive. People were upset that they were taking people's cars, okay? A suburb in Los Angeles is combating sideshows. In Pico Riviera's city council on Tuesday initially passed a local ordinance allowing police to permanently confiscate vehicles used in illegal shows or street racing. Again, they just tie street racing to everything, that's fine. Spectators within 500 feet of the sideshows can be fined up to $2,000 for watching the event. 500 feet is about 2 city blocks, or even preparing for one. So the proposed ordinance and enforcement will allow the city with additional tools to address the issue of illegal street takeovers and deter such activities. Number 1 comment. In a state that pretty much legalized shoplifting and other non-violent crimes, this is disturbing at best. Not only are the seizures simply an unconstitutional money grab, but it would be far too easy for anyone in the area to be snapped up as participants. I don't know if this stuff is happening in other states. I don't know if it's happening in Texas or Florida or Minnesota or Illinois, for Christ's sake. But up here in Wisconsin, we've seen a couple of these takeovers. They mostly occur in Milwaukee. And the police got zero fucking tolerance for it. They shut that shit down. They don't care who they piss off. They don't care who they upset. They shut it down. You get a ticket. You get absolutely reamed out by the police, and you're done. I've never been to a street takeover. I never plan on it, but it is shocking to see that it does not seem to be slowing down. This got popularized so much during 2020 because there's nothing else to do. It's 2023. Go to a goddamn drag strip. Go to a track. Go somewhere. Go do dumb by yourself. The only place where you can get yourself hurt is you. Go do dumb stuff out there. To still participate in this sort of stuff because you're part of a crowd, because you have the mob mentality, will continue to be the reason that people like us get the shittest names out there in cities, because this is the stuff that starts things from being illegal to modify cars. This is the sort of stuff that'll make it illegal to have aftermarket exhausts, because exhausts are loud. Exhausts are loud because at street takeovers, when people are revving the piss out of their G37s, it wakes up the neighbors, it gets them upset. So they pass ordinance preventing people from modifying their cars because they want to try and suppress sound. This is how the regulation system works, and street takeovers are the fucking bane of existence, and they shouldn't exist. Damn it. Maki, is there anything that you'd like to add? You guys let me know what you think about street takeovers. I'm glad that there was a little bit of a win with the fines that are coming in. I think California is too soft personally, but maybe that's just my ignorance because we live up here in Wisconsin. But let me know below, how would you fix street takeovers? I'm Alex, AlexMartini with 2 underscores on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you later. Don't forget to subscribe. That'd be really sick. Okay, goodbye. Come on.